Boys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got an absolute banger video. We're going to be breaking down the nutrition cheat sheet to pack on a muscle. This is going to be broken down to a 4-step play. If you want to accelerate your growth, if you want a step-by-step plan, and if you want to get over the mistakes, the struggles, and the setbacks, this is your video because as you guys could see, I've been through it all. I've been through, some pretty hard times. Got the hang of it, not really, somewhat picked up the hang of it, and then absolutely crushed it. So I'm going to give you the full playbook that I use, and this is breaking down to a 4-step guide. As you guys can see here, we have 4 essential steps that I want to break down and give it to you, because this is literally going to change your life like it has for me, but you have to implement this stuff. If you're going to get this information, you have to apply it. If you don't apply it, then essentially you're wasting your time, and if you're not going to take action, again, guys, it's just literally like nonsense 101. But you guys are literally going to change your life with this video, and I'm really excited, so let's get right into it. So guys, as you can see, it's been a long journey for me to pack on muscle. My whole goal was to build muscle. Jeez, it's actually wild. So you see, like, it takes a long time if you do the wrong framework and you smash the wrong inputs. But if you do it the right way, you can literally skip phases over here and get to your dream body a lot quicker. And this is what that video is going to break down, because your nutrition is 80% of the work and your training's 20. Say if you want to go 70-30, fine. Your nutrition is literally the key. You need to expedite your results. And if you're willing to expedite it, you have to essentially get the frameworks. And I want to break down why is it not only important to use the right frameworks, but why it's important to essentially use it and take action on it, which is the key in everything else. But a lot of people just like to get mental masturbation, which blows my mind. But let's get into it. So first we have to understand what's our maintenance calories. So guys, there's a good and simple way. You can do this in literally 3 days. You can use the calculators online, but if you really want to get it precise, accurate, here's exactly what you're going to do. I give you guys 2 options. As I mentioned, you can use a calculator online, but I think this way is a little better because it's more adapted to your body. You get the results a lot quicker. So option 1 is what you're going to do is you're going to track your body weight and the essential calorie intake for 5 days. You can do 3 to 5 days. I think 5 days give you a sufficient amount of time, but it's whatever is best for you, essentially. And what you're essentially going to do is you're going to log your body weight. So say, for example, you're 120.5, you're 121.6, you're 122.6, you're 121.6. You're going to see your weight kind of increase, decrease, or stay the same. Then your calorie intake, which is the other thing you guys are going to track, is essentially going to make up your macros, which is your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. As you're going to see with these 2 graphs or these 2 data points, you're going to see basically what you eat in a day and how your weight fluctuates. If you eat too many calories, then essentially you're going to see your weight go up, so you're going to have to decrease your calories, and you're going to get a good ballpark range. So that's a really good benchmark you guys use. You could write this down. A food tracker you guys use is MyFitnessPal, which is a really great resource. And this, again, it's going to be breaking down to your body weight and your intake for your calories. The second thing is what you guys are going to do, essentially, is use a TDE calculator online that are completely free. You just need some measurements, your height, your weight, I think it's your neck, and I don't know the other one on the top of my head. But just use the free resource. It literally takes like 2 minutes. I don't even know. Not even. Just get the measurements and you'll be all set. And then between those 2 data points right there, you're going to have everything you need to understand where your maintenance calorie is. And that's going to get pretty precise. And as I mentioned, guys, if you see your weight increasing, you're going to drop the calories. Vice versa. If it decreases, add calories. And that's going to give you precise accuracy. So now, this is the bread and butter, because we need to talk about, all right, there's so much confusion on how to go about your macros, and a lot of people think that you could still eat healthy and you're not getting the results, which in most times is true. Like, I've done that. I've went through that period. As you guys can see right here, I was eating healthy, but I was not getting the results I wanted, which was this. Let me move up a little bit. It's close off. See? So here's the thing. You need to use frameworks to essentially get to where you want to be, and these are the frameworks I want you guys to follow. So let's talk about protein. Your protein should be anywhere from 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight to anywhere to 1.5 you can go up to. But I like to start at 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you're eating 150 grams of protein. Very simple, very easy. But if you're seeing that you're not getting results, you're going to use a little margin of error and then tweak it as you go, which I'm going to break this down in more detail. But basis, get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And there's a bunch of sources you guys could use. You have lean ground beef, you have ground turkey. I recommend you go anywhere from 90-10, 96-4, really good options because it's very lean. It minimizes that fat. And that's honestly a staple you guys could use in yours. Some other resources some other food you guys could honestly crush in your diet is, eggs, I missed my finger. Eggs, chicken breast, you have steak, you have egg whites, you have Greek yogurt. It's absolute macro killer. Oh my god, Greek yogurt. Yo, if you're speaking about Greek yogurt, we got Chobani, I think is a really good one. Okios is not that clean. It's really good macros, but if you want to eat cleaner, Chobani is really good. There's a brand called Too Good, depending where you guys are. But those are kind of, you just go the original Greek yogurt, but I think those kind of taste a little better. So those are resources. Now let's talk about the fats. So fats, I like to put it anywhere from 20 to 40% of your calorie intake. So yes, people go upwards to 50%, but I think it's really good to start anywhere from the 30 to 40%. And once you have your protein in, the grams that you guys are gonna be eating in, your fat should be anywhere from that range. And like I said, you're gonna operate in a margin of error. I'm gonna talk about this after we fill in the carbs, because then you're gonna see how we have some wiggle room in each thing and how we could adjust it towards our body. So once we talked about our fats and we operate anywhere from that range, we're then gonna use obviously we need some good quality sources of fat, which we can use avocados, there's butter, there's nuts, if you're not allergic to nuts. So some really good ones. You have cashew, you have almonds, you have walnuts, you have pistachios, all these different good stuff. Those are really good ones that I like, to be honest. I like honestly using more butters and more, yeah, I'd say nuts. Pistachios I'm a really big guy on. It's just simple, it's easy, and I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, don't eat it. There's so many foods you guys can eat, so really don't worry about that. Just use a good resource. And then as we said, we have our carbs, which is going to be backfilled in the calories to rest. And then these, you guys are this is extremely important. You're gonna have to use complex carbs. Complex carbs are extremely important to get your calories in. But here's a byproduct of using complex carbs and standard carbs. Your complex carbs are gonna make you feel full longer. It's gonna give you the right energy, and it's essentially not gonna be crap. So what's the difference between carbs and complex carbs with the house complex carbs? I'm gonna give you guys a little cheat sheet. So your complex carbs essentially are foods that take your body longer to process down. If it has fiber, it's essentially gonna make you feel full longer, which you get the right energy. But if you use standard carbs, maybe pretzels, maybe candies, maybe sodas, you're essentially going to be hungry after that, and it's very calorie dense. You see how it goes? So if you're going to use options like quinoa, sweet potatoes, white rice, whole wheat bread, those are really good options itself. But if you use popcorn, candies, sodas, pretzels, you're going to still feel full. You're not going to, apologize, you're still going to feel hungry after, and you're going to be eating more calories, which is kind of detrimental towards, essentially building that muscle, but build it the right way. You want to build it lean the right way. So that's really important you guys get that down. So that's it. The whole wheat bread is an example I said. And here's a little caveat. So when we're talking about going about the margin of error, as I mentioned, you're going to do this, and a good disclaimer, I don't want to go into the nuances because I really just want to give you guys the framework, and then you guys figure out the details as you go, because this is what happens when I go into nuance and I start calculating it and I start giving you guys, why this number, yada, 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 all this different stuff. You're essentially going to get analysis paralysis, and you're not going to take action. All you need is the essential framework, and you apply action, and then you learn. If you don't know how to do something, then you start, go into the intricacies of how to do that. That's how you're essentially going to speed up your level of success to get the output you want, essentially, get in that body. But if you're so stuck over the details and you don't take action, we're wasting time. Don't waste time. It sucks. I've done it. It sucks. So just don't do it. So this is the framework I want you guys to use. And once you get your protein intake, so when we actually dig into the details of this, once you get your protein intake between 1 gram of protein, maybe if you go up to 1.5, then essentially you're going to have, your other two categories of fill, and you're going to go your fats anywhere from 30 to 40%, and then you're backfilled your carbs after. And then as you guys start to go, you're going to see how your body adjusts. Maybe this works really well. Maybe this doesn't work well. And then you could honestly change, a little disclaimer is you're going to change your carbs and your fats. You're really going to keep your protein intake the same. So that's a good way to go about it, depending on, how your body adapts, how your body feels. But that's a good general framework you guys are going to move forward. And that's actual insight that, guys, if you literally do your protein intake every single day, you're going to get results you couldn't even imagine. It's actually insane. So just please make sure you get that in, and it's literally going to change the way you guys do stuff. I wish I knew about that earlier. So consistency is your best friend in this shit. The heck. So but now let's talk about body adaptation, which is the point I kind of mentioned earlier. So what is essentially going to happen is when you do stuff like that we just broke down our macros, you're going to have to go through a trial and error period to get optimal results. So in order to do this, like I said, remember when I talked about your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and you're really going to adjust your carbs and your fats, you're going to see how your energy levels are, what you're bloated, if you're bloating for eating too many carbs, or if you're getting minimal results and you're just not seeing gains in the gym, whatever it is, that's when you start tweaking the macros. But you have to give yourself 1 or 2 weeks to see how the results go. And if you're tracking everything, which is essentially going to be, a next point I kind of touch into, you have to see essentially, are you getting stronger in the gym? Are your weights getting, are you doing more reps? Are you doing actually lifting the weight heavier? How do you feel? How's the intensity of workout? All this different stuff. You have to be tracking this to see. And essentially, if you're tracking this, you're going to be able to see that how your energy levels are corresponding to what you're eating in the day. Because your energy levels are a byproduct of your carbs predominantly. Obviously, there's other factors. But if you're eating too many carbs, essentially, you're going to maybe feel too lethargic, too tired, and you're not going to work out, or too full. And the essentially thing, which then ties into bloating. But if you're not eating enough carbs, you're essentially going to have lack of energy. Your workout's going to suck. You're not going to be able to hit PRs. You're not going to be able to build muscle. So like I said, it all ties into all bodies are different. Just see how it works. But as I mentioned right here, guys, this is the framework you're going to use. And then based off that, you're going to do a little adjustment on how you go about it. And then over time, what's actually going to happen, you're going to build the right formula, again, as you do the trial and error. You have to go through the trial and error to see how your body works. That's the key thing about this. If you're not, see, here's the thing that a lot of people mess up. They go through so many details of going about, I need this exact calorie intake. I need this exact, micronutrients. I need this exact, macros, all this different stuff, which honestly, yes, you should have your right macros. You should know you should eat 200 grams of protein, 50 fats, and 140 carbs. That's for example. That's for example, guys. So don't just write that down. That's not how it works. But you have to see, once you get that framework, you then try it out. And if you're tracking it, you're going to see what results it leads to. If it leads to results that suck, obviously you're not going to essentially keep on doing it. You're going to make changes because it's leading to no outcome. So that's how you're going to go about it to find the right formula. And then once you do it, you're going to smash the consistency. And essentially, guys, boring is good. Once you get the formula down, it's just repetition, 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 which is then going to lead to extraordinary results. Because once you get the boring is good, it then realigns to your identity. And once it realigns to your identity, then you start life-changing results essentially, because it just becomes intuitive. It becomes part of your day. It becomes part of your lifestyle, which is really cool. So really excited to touch on that. And now let's talk about the compounding effect. And guys, this is how this is how it literally ties in. The compounding effect goes from something like, there, let me just make it so you guys can see. The compounding effect literally goes for something like, obviously you guys are going to start way better than I did because you have this stuff to reference. I didn't even know what I was doing. Oh my God. Yeah, it's bananas. But you guys are going to take results like this to this. Obviously you're going to need time, but if you stick to the right frameworks, you could skip this step. Obviously your body's going to adapt. You're going to start, seeing muscle definition, but I didn't have any abs. I didn't have a foundational chest. You can see that dip right here. I didn't have that. So you're going to get extraordinary results if you literally apply this consistently over time. Boring is good. So please understand that everything you do here is going to compound to extraordinary results, but you have to stick with it. If you think that you're going to get fast results, you're essentially being lied to, or you're not breaking a limiting belief inside yourself, because it doesn't work like that. You cannot get fast results. You have to do it the right way. And when you do it the right way, you get skill sets. It becomes a part of your lifestyle and it becomes a part of your identity. And you don't even think about it because you paid your arrogant tax early, and it's just shit's literally embedded in your head, which is insane. And that's why I want you guys to embed these frameworks in your head. So again, guys, the compounding effect is going to lead to consistency, because compounding is a byproduct of consistency. If you're not doing the stuff, you're not going to get the compounding effect. It's pretty, self-explanatory. And then, guys, what you really need to do is, as I mentioned earlier, do not think in days and weeks, think in months and years. Yes, that sucks to hear, but I was on the other side of the screen too, guys, and I was to think like, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna do this in 2 months. I'm gonna get the same results. Trust me. I had the same mindset, and the way it works is just I've been doing this for almost, I think, around 8.5 years right now. You can get great results, but you're going to go through times where it's cyclical. It's going to go up and down. And if you only rely on the highs, you're only going to get, great moments. If you rely on the lows, it's not going to be that enjoyable, and you're essentially going to quit, or you're not going to enjoy the process. You have to understand that it goes like this. Whatever. I don't care if you're anyone special. Everyone goes through them. You go through, everyone has struggles. Everyone's human. Everyone, goes through problems. So that's why I use the gym as a way to kind of overcome that, and mentally. So that's why it's really important to think in months and not years, not just days and weeks, because if you think about this as a lifestyle, then you essentially just do it because you love it, and you're not doing it because it's a checklist or a chore, which is extremely important. And then this is going to give you guys the ability to unlock extraordinary results. So guys, I didn't want this video to be like 45 minutes long, because there's no reason to make videos that long. Straight to the point, high value information, and give you everything you need. And literally this video, I hope it did, because again guys, we covered a good chunk of stuff today. You could take this stuff. So there's two ways you can go about this. Right where at this, I'm just looking at the timer. There's two ways you can go about this. You could listen to all this information, get that mental masturbation, and be like, this shit was awesome, and then you don't do anything. Or you could be the person that actually applies this shit in their real life and actually gets results, because this stuff is literally insane. You get life-changing stuff. And guys, your physique is a status symbol. It is literally, I don't care what you say, your physique is a status symbol. Here, I'll give you an example. If I were to walk around the beach like this, do you think this guy's having his shirt off? No, obviously not. You think this guy wants to have his shirt off? No, obviously not. This guy does. And that literally, gives you a confidence level you cannot even imagine. People go up to you, people stare at you, people be like, wow. It says so many indirect things about yourself. Your confidence, your discipline, your structure, your ability to show up and literally commit to yourself that you know exactly what you're doing. And it's an identity framework. You just do this because it's literally embedded in your head. Apply this stuff long term, and you're going to get unrecognizable results. It even ties into your looks, bro. Like, look at the looks. Honestly, my bones covering half my face, but look at my face right here. I'm not, that's not a point. I'm just saying, like, you get other stuff when you lift. It's not just the physique, it's the mental. Of course you get better looking because you don't have fat over your face, you're taking care of yourself, your acne goes away, all this different stuff, which is another video for another day. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm trying to make is, guys, you're literally going to change your life if you implement this stuff, and it's literally going to help you get insane results. And I want that. So please take this video and run with it, essentially. So again, guys, thank you for watching another great video on the channel. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I gave you basically your nutrition cheat sheet. Everything after this video, you could pack on muscle and literally do it, because your nutrition to 80% of the work and your training is literally 20%. Or if you want to do 70-30, I don't care, tomato, essentially. But thank you guys for watching another great video on the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you want to see more videos like this, just, leave a comment down below what you really liked about it. Really helps me grow this channel and really help impact more lives, and to essentially give you guys what you need is being your full self, being confident, being able to literally re-identify yourself to being that, that person you always dreamed of. As guys, I've went through the journey. I'm no different from you. I just applied it over time through consistent habits and just showed up, and I want you guys to literally get that, because it did stuff I never even could freaking imagine. So thank you guys for watching another great video on the channel. So pumped, and we'll go ahead and see the next one.